what's going on in New York City, I think, is very alarming. I know that we have a Jewish American princess sitting across from me, and she's probably very threatened, but maybe this is good news because Mamdani does not recognize Israel as a country, and he is now currently in second place, according to the most recent Tulchin research poll. So I guess I want to start with the person that is probably most likely to be a target of Mamdani's legislation. Karys, what do you think about a socialist terrorist, dare I say, your opinion of him probably, becoming the mayor of New York City?
I live in D.C., so...
Yeah, but you're Jewish, so he doesn't recognize you.
You think that's right?
He doesn't recognize do not look at me like I'm stupid. You know that he does not recognize Israel as a country.
No,
Easy,
for sure
Alex,
he would
easy.
recognize
No, I'm going to get mad because Karys is so annoying. She's one of the most annoying people because she's like, she acts like she doesn't know what's going on. Like, oh, Mamdani doesn't like Israel. You're sitting there. I'm like,
You didn't even let me finish.
It's just so, don't play so dumb. It's like, you know that Mamdani doesn't like Israel, and you're sitting there like, oh, wait, does he
You
not
didn't even
like
hear
us?
what I was gonna
like, he's
say.
literally, oh, I'm from D.C., so I guess maybe I would
Can I
like
jump in 1 second?
Mamdani.
Do you guys know each other outside of this?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm wondering
you
about
guys
that,
have met. This is the first time you met.
Wait, Phil, no, because I get frustrated because I talk about why he is a threat to Jewish people, and then your answer is, well, I don't know. I live in D.C., so I guess I don't have an opinion on it. Well, I live in Texas. What is your opinion? Do you like him, the fact that he doesn't believe that your people have a right to exist? What is your opinion on it, other than you live in D.C.?
I'm just a little more long-winded than you, Alex. It takes
Well,
me
get
a
it
while
out of here.
to,
The
like,
show's
get
only
to
2
it.
hours. This isn't the damn Talmud with 10,000 pages. Let's get the show on
I'm
the
a big
road.
fan of filibustering. Okay.
Well, say something then. You literally haven't
No,
said
I
jack
absolutely
shit.
do not support him. But all I was going to say in response to what you said was that if I was a Jew who hated Israel, he absolutely would support me. And those are the people that he essentially leans on to gain credibility with the New York Jews, right? The fringe groups like the Jewish Voice for Peace or the Jews for Racial and Economic Justice, all of whom are funded, by the way, by that Chinese guy, Neville, the guy who lives in China, Neville Singham, whatever,
black vote,
and
though, too, didn't he?
Soros.
He did lose that.
Mamdani?
Yeah, Mamdani lost the black vote too.
I'm not surprised.
He
I mean, when you're talking,
got the creative class vote.
I don't believe a lot of blacks vote.
No, I
either,
think Mamdani is a significant threat to conservative Jews, both political and religious. Religiously conservative Jews, but I also think he's just an absolute threat to to New York City as a thriving metropolis. I mean, he literally says he doesn't believe billionaires should exist. I mean, you're going to have capital. You're going to have
Capital flight.
companies have already announced that they will leave New York. I mean, it's going to be an absolute disaster in every single way. We saw what happened in Kansas when they try to open like city-run grocery stores. So I think the threat here, there's no doubt we could talk about the threat to Jews. And as a Jewish American princess myself, there's nothing I would enjoy more than that. But I think that this threat is so much bigger than that. I mean, and it sucks that, you were saying, wait, is this the article that talks about how Cuomo is like the only possible chance of success?
Yes.
If Eric Adams and Curtis Lewa drop out. I mean, yeah, that's a shame. I mean, Cuomo, I was in New York City during the pandemic, and Cuomo was an absolute disaster. But I also had been following Mamdani prior to this when he was on city council, and it really sucks to have to choose.
He was on
the
city
lesser
council? I thought he was just in the assembly.
Or in
Yeah,
the
the
yeah,
assembly.
you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's
sorry.
in the assembly
yeah,
now.
thanks for correcting me. But I remember because he was such a radical during that time that even like the circles I ran in were aware of his name, and so it's really awful to have to pick between the lesser of two evils. But like when I'm thinking about the success of a city that I lived in for 18 years, like the continuing success, I got to go with Cuomo, right?
Devil's advocate, though. Mamdani.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Mamdani gets into office. He just demonstrates to all of us that socialism doesn't work in running a city. I mean, but
the response to that isn't going to be, people aren't going to say, "Oh, socialism doesn't work." The response is always, "It didn't work this time. We need to do more."
Joe Biden,
There's a much better issue.
Joe Biden was the best thing
much-
for Trump. The last 4 years of Joe Biden sucking D helped Trump win.
Joe Biden's
that's
not a
actually my
socialist.
dad. This is my dad's argument. My dad is less scared about Mamdani because he thinks that that will be the like ground zero for New York. It will be the tipping point where things it'll be like chaos.
Shockingly naive
for a
perspective.
I disagree.
For a little
I'm
bit
with
of a
Libby.
turn.
Because look at socialist policies that have been implemented in the United States, whether you like them or not, right? Socialist policies that have been implemented, Medicare, welfare, Social Security, things that FDR implemented, which were essentially sort of more socialist than capitalist, right? A lot of social safety net stuff. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. I'm saying you can't get rid of it.
Yep.
Once you have it. You can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of free school lunches now, right? Whether you want to or not, you can't get rid of it. And once you have all of these programs baked into New York City, you're not going to be able to pull them out again.
Right, because it's part of a bureaucracy.
Part of a
So it's
massive
not like you can just-
bureaucracy, and it consumes itself.
Let me jump in with one thing real quick.
And it's self-perpetuating.
The bumper sticker that you can vote yourself into socialism, but you have to shoot your way out is absolutely
actually
true.
true.
It is not just a tagline. It is true. It is almost universally true when you look around the world and you look at the history of socialist countries.
That's exactly right.
Serge has an
Look
opinion on
at
socialist countries. Don't you? You said it's really bad in South Africa, right? You said it's very bad.
I like how you caught me when I was drinking for the one moment on the podcast here. But yeah, it's bad. Everything that's been any socialist policy ultimately fails. Like central planning is bad. Period. You can't centrally plan from one part of the country for the other part of the country and think that you'll be able to make effective legislating.
What about cheap medicine?
people.
Is cheap medicine that good?
You can go to Singapore for cheap medicine, and that place doesn't have socialism. It's very capitalistic. So
But there's also ways of cutting medication
agree.
like in a privatized system. Like
Well, speaking of medication, Mamdani really went viral this week for struggling to do 135 pounds on the bench press. Now, I know Phil is an avid bench presser, maybe a testosterone user, won't admit it, maybe. But do you think if Mamdani got on a little test, maybe a little Winstraw, maybe a little Dynabol, maybe a little, codeine kicker? I don't know what the boys are taking this day and
Can
age.
you
But
see this video?
yeah, they can see it.
Mamdani needs
Couldn't
trembling.
do 130.
No, look at this. This is pathetic. And he's spotted the whole time. The guy's doing all the lifting, and he's such a fraud. And this is one of the reasons that his poll numbers
Takes
have
off his
gone down.
jacket.
did he know that was going to happen?
No.
No,
He gets
that's the one saving grace is he was actually leading up to this. He was like, no, and it was kind of stuck. He kind of had to. So
You never have to lift.
Let's go!
You never
That's just
have to.
145 on each side, which is heavy, but it's not that heavy. Like
145 on each bar.
135 pounds.
135 pounds. This is like the bare minimum. Like at the NFL
Is he a short
Combine,
guy or a tall guy?
I don't know if he's that tall, but this is about what he weighs. His
Okay.
body weight's probably about 135, 140.
Oh, okay.
He needed help to lift.
He might be
it up.
150, but you know what I mean. Look at that.
for two.
That is sort of too bad, isn't it?
It's worth noting that Riley Gaines responded to this video with she put up 165 for 5.
I was gonna
Wow.
say, I think I could easily.
She's impressive
do this.
and pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is she pregnant currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby strength.
Is she?
Yeah,
I think
so-
so. I think she
I do
announced
say
it
the
at
one,
Turning
the
Point.
what if Mamdani wins though, the one ray of hope in my mind is Stefanik possibly winning because she has a very good chance of becoming governor, and I think that
Do you
if
like
that
her?
Happens. I think
like
that
Stefanik?
I like her, yeah, but I think that she'll be able to stonewall Mamdani in a lot of ways that he would otherwise be able to get through, because I think that will be a huge mission for her once she becomes governor.
You know, this is not a joke. One of Mamdani's big campaign policies, I'm not even kidding, you can look this up, is that when he becomes mayor, halal prices will go down because in New York, they're only allowed to issue 571 vendor permits. And so a lot of the people that try to get into that halal business have to pay
You mean like the food trucks?
the food truck business. They have to buy it on the black market. And so he says when he becomes mayor, he's going to immediately make 500 approved vendors, and the prices of halal will go down because they'll be able to, you see, like he's talking
Are
about
they
the
only going to let
halal-fillation.
the halal trucks, the halal
Well, I'm
food
sure you
vendors
don't
buy
probably
the
necessarily
licenses?
need to cook halal food, but this is a big part of
There's
his
plenty
campaign.
of halal.
I know, but you can
There's
probably
so
cook
much of
wings.
it.
You can probably make all kinds of plant-based whatever. But
Sure.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying there's tons of halal trucks in New York City.
Yeah, I'm never really.
You're never at a loss,
halal,
you know?
because it's
You can
so
always
the
get
price is
chicken
going to
and
go
rice
down.
with
The
white
price is going to
sauce.
go down now. So this is why New York is going to be saved, because now people are going to be able to get a little baba ganoush for about $2 cheaper. So
They don't have baba ganoush at those trucks.
Yeah, no,
some of them have baba
No,
ganoush.
they
I've gotten
don't.
baba
They
ganoush.
never have baba
They have
guys-
chicken and rice with some white
I'm not
sauce.
going to do this right now and have another baba ganoush debate, because I'm already losing it over there
you
with
are.
that Jewish American princess. So let's just talk about how we've already talked enough about this Pritzker thing, but he did make a
We didn't talk about Pritzker at
No,
all.
but we talked about the trans stuff. Excuse me, but
No, but we could talk about the other stuff.
oh my gosh. Okay, Pritzker now is saying that he's setting up a hotline where transgender people can get legal advice on how to change their name and affirm their gender. Libby, you seem passionate about this. Why is this phone line not being prank called 24/7 into oblivion?
Well, it just started, so
Go ahead, take it
we
away,
could
Jane.
start the prank
we
calling.
should
Because-
call it right now.
Let's do it right now.
Well, maybe we don't
quick.
encourage that. This is a joke. We're in Minecraft because I don't want them to
Alex,
sue us or something.
you go to the website called 4chan and you post that
That's what you do.
do this, and then it happens.
Sorry.
No, my favorite Pritzker moment this week was when he was talking about how great Chicago is and Trump should come there, and then the cameraman panned up and he was right next to Trump
Yep.
Tower. Remember
Yeah.
that one.
It was great.
That was a really good video.
It was
yeah,
great.
I could see more of that. I could see that all day.
Well, and when you look at Chicago, it's such a great city, but the crime is bad. But this is where I'm kind of worried, though. You see shitties, excuse me. You see cities like Chicago, then you see this, martial law, the federalization of the military in D.C. Like, I'm kind of worried that could be used in places like Chicago. Then they're going to come to Austin. Then they're going to come to Dallas. And all of a sudden, I can't go to McDonald's unless I show them my vaccine card. So I'm kind of worried about that.
I didn't like that either.
No, so the federalization of the military to become police in D.C. sounds good on paper, but it could be.
Well, DC is different because there's laws in DC that
Yeah,
the
it makes
federal
kind of sense
government
in DC.
can
It is
federalize it, and that makes
Right,
sense
since
because
it's not technically a state.
it is not a state. It's not even really a city. It's a district, and so the federal government can have control over it. It was only in the 70s that the home rule, was it 73 maybe, that the home rule law passed in DC, allowing them to be in charge of their own stuff.
Who used to be in charge of Capitol Police? Like
No,
what
the
kind of-
Congress. Congress used to be in charge.
Wow, that's why
of
they did so much
managing.
kid diddling and stuff
Right.
like
they,
that.
yeah,
they
that's
got away with whatever.
Congress
the hell
used to
they
be in
wanted.
charge of running DC, so it hasn't been.
Diddling.
What?
That's touching kids. A lot of them are. A lot of them, they went on this island called Little St. James with this guy named Jeffrey, and he was a hell of a businessman. He started off as a elementary school, high school teacher, and became one of the richest men in the world. And he had 3 passports from Israel. That was just coincidence.
So, question though, Baltimore, didn't they say they would take the federal?
Yeah, Wes Moore.
troops? Like Westmore said.
They need it. Have you been to Baltimore recently?
It's not good. Nobody should go to Baltimore.
No, and it used to be a good place. You go there and get a damn crab cake, and you go in the wharf, and you could take your family there. Now it looks like a freak off. Like
It used to be
Diddy's organizing.
worth going down to watch the Orioles play the Red Sox because you could
beautiful.
never get tickets to Fenway because Fenway is so small. But the Baltimore stadium is significantly bigger. You could jump on a flight from Hartford or from Boston down to Baltimore. You don't want to do that anymore.
I know. See, and it's a great city like Baltimore, right outside of D.C. It should be a classic city. It's dangerous, but then that's a slippery slope. You put the federal, military over there. It's like the federal government, should they be in charge of policing the citizens? Because this is where I get worried too. I go to D.C. I call AOC a big booty Latina. I go and I confront Eric Swalwell about sleeping with, Fang Fang. And I go and I get in these politicians' faces. And I know that a federal military police officer, I don't even know what the proper terminology is going to have more leeway when it comes to kind of jamming me up, looking at my ID,
yeah. I mean-
potentially handcuffing me. He's going to be held probably to a much lesser standard than a Capitol police officer or a local police officer. So I can see where
I'm an
this
old
can.
school anarchist. I'm
Yeah.
totally not one that thinks that we need the military in all of these cities. But why would the Baltimore mayor? What's the deal? Why can't they just clean up their own city?
Because they won't. They just refuse to put people in jail.
Their bridges are collapsing. I mean,
Yeah. The problem isn't just that they don't arrest people or that they're not arresting enough people. It's that the DA and the judges don't prosecute and actually put people in jail. This is a conversation that we've been having around the table here for the past couple of weeks because of the National Guard in D.C. If the DA refuses to put people in jail,
but the National Guard can arrest somebody, but if it's the DA and the prosecutor, you're still going to have the same
Well, but
problem.
that's the
aren't you?
thing.
100%.
The National Guard can't arrest anybody. So
Well, then-
Yeah.
what's going on is that when Trump talks about bringing the National Guard in, like when he did in Los Angeles, right? He brings the National Guard in essentially to in LA to protect immigration and customs enforcement. So ICE officers were out there going out into the community arresting people because they have to, because that's the only way you can arrest people, because law enforcement in California will not cooperate with federal agents.
Do they send him the big booty Latina pictures to say who?
Yeah.
They all got to go.
Okay.
Don't do that.
They all got to go.
Well, it's a very simple thing.
Mostly
If you're
they've been
9, you're
arresting
fine.
like child molesters
They all
and
gotta
stuff.
go.
You know, a lot of people who have already have criminal convictions. It's a lot of people who are getting arrested. But the National Guard can't do that. They can just support what's there. They can like stand around. It's kind of like, you know, in New York City, Kathy Hochul put 250 National Guard troops on the subways, and everybody in media, all the leftists, everyone cheered for her putting 250 National Guard troops on the subways because subway murders were up so much and attacks on, you know, conductors and everybody were up so high. So that's what she did. I'm pretty sure they're still out there. No one's bitching at her about having, you know, taken control of the city and put National Guard troops on. But as soon as Trump says things like, let's protect Black people in this country in inner cities, let's stop that kind of crime and homicide, because who's getting murdered in D.C.? It's mostly young Black people get murdered in D.C.
I would
it's
say
it's
Baltimore's
like,
the same.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
D.C.
It's the whole
is
country.
like 46% Black. So it's not like, that's the nature of the city. Like, why is it a problem to go protect our young people in this country? Their lives are so valuable. They should be kept safe from this kind of crime and like the cartels and drug crime and all the rest of it. But
But
that's
just be
mostly
real.
what it's
But let's
doing.
be real. I mean, who's the crime? Young Black people shooting other young Black people, especially in the DC
Sure.
area.
So put a stop to it. That's why you haven't had murders in D.C.
Which is
They
good,
put
right?
a curfew on the Navy Yard. It's like, what is it, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. or something is the curfew in the Navy Yard.
Whatever. You just can't walk around without a parent, which is probably very
That
good.
seems like a really good idea. I mean, I wouldn't let my kid walk around the Navy Yard without a parent after 8 p.m. either.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.